I hung the picture too low. We put the picture up so Rod could be in it. We couldn't make it.
Yeah, it works perfect. We'll make sure to get it included and talk about it and everything. First of all, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for being down to be on an episode and wanting to be on an episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I think when you guys sent me everything back in like December and January, like right after it came out, like I think I mentioned then, like this record is a super solid and super great to listen to. So I'm stoked to talk about it and everything else you guys got going on.
Hell yeah, man. That's too. When we first were putting the record out, that's what I was telling these guys earlier. I was just reaching out and I was like, hey, what's a cool podcast or whatever? Like we could talk to, and a whole bunch of people were like, bro, beers with bands. So we're excited.
Dude, fuck yeah.
This is Jeff. I'm Frank, and this is Taylor.
Okay, sweet. Before we get started, do you have any questions on anything?
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes where they started off and someone's gonna shotgun. I'm definitely gonna shotgun to start this thing off. So
yeah. I think there's only been one other episode where we've shotgunned. The main thing is we usually just crack a beer to start the episode, but if you want to shotgun, by all means, please.
Well, I'll crack it when you all crack it too.
All right.
I have a question. I'm technically not drinking beer. Claw is the law. Is that okay?
Totally fine.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Thanks for coming. We're gonna have to cancel the episode. I'm so sorry. You know, claws aren't allowed.
Something came up.
But yeah, any type of beverage is technically fine. Like I don't want to make people like. I've had some people on that like don't drink anymore, and I'm not gonna like. No man, to be on you need to drink.
I was wondering about that because we have a close friend in another band who's like pretty hardline in AA and stuff. I was like, I wonder what they would do if they had to be on the podcast. Like I know what they would do. They wouldn't drink, but like I was like, you know, this went through my head.
Yeah, I've started to put in like my the emails that I send to like bands to like be on. I started putting in like we usually sit down, talk about like everything that's going on over like a beverage or two, and then I have to put in parentheses, alcohol is not required. Like I don't want to turn people away because of that. So one of those weird things. But all right, let me know when you are ready, and then we can all crack these at the same time.
Right on. I think we're ready if you're ready. So just
whenever he's. I see he's gonna shotgun.
I forgot. Yeah. So there we go. 1 second. We gotta prep it. We're ready to roll, baby.
All right. Cheers in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. This week, I'm sitting down with a couple of the dudes from Limp Wizurdz. How are y'all guys doing?
I'm good.
Fantastic,
fucking awesome, dude. Just had Arby's, so we're feeling good.
Strong.
Nice.
Happy.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard Arby's in a while. Just the thought of Arby's right now, though, is like throwing me off. I went out to a show last night and I got way too trashed. So like my voice is slightly gone, and like it's just been one of those days where it's recovery mode.
Yeah.
But Arby's does sound like it would hit the spot though.
See, I'm like you. Like I know for a fact Jeff is not. I'm Taylor. This is Jeff. This is Frankie. And I know that when I get too fucked up, the first thing I want to do is fucking eat like some nasty, greasy ass food.
Oh yeah.
Jeff is the opposite. He won't eat when he's hungover.
You gotta be good on that stomach, man. It'll come back up.
We'll get to that one. Telling something. He's got a good philosophy we'll get to.
Okay. Like I mentioned, you guys are Limp Wizurdz, kind of like a pop punk alt rock band from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I know we just mentioned who everyone is, but can you go through one more time, say who you are and what you do in Limp Wizurdz?
I'm Jeff. I play guitar.
I'm Frankie. I play guitar as well.
I'm Taylor. I play bass and I sing.
And this is take it off the wall. Yeah, we got so Rod couldn't make it today, but he's our drummer.
This is Rodrigo, right there.
You want me to imitate him? Hi, dude. I'm Rod. I play drums.
He plays drums. He's awesome. We love you, Rod. We're sad you can't be here. Let's see if I can put it back on the wall.
So yeah, that's us.
Hell yeah. Like I normally say, for the members that couldn't make it to the episode, we pour one out for them. By pour one out, we just take a good old drink for them.
What are you drinking?
A little bit for Rod.
It's still the beer.
A little bit for Rod. He deserves it.
Spicy still beer on me.
I could have spit it up. You know what I'm saying?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a PBR tonight. That's usually my go-to for all these episodes.
Very
Nice.
Nice.
I know you're drinking Claws tonight. What's everyone else drinking?
Got that fat tire.
Nice.
And we just recently got the Yinglings in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
so I've been partaking
Really nice.
as much as I can.
Wow.
Yeah, for a long time, we only had 3% alcohol sold here for the beer. So it's been really cool. The last couple of years, we have a lot more variety coming up in Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's crazy that you guys just got Yinglings. I feel like those, I've never heard of anywhere past like this way past like Pennsylvania having them at all, and it's crazy that like Oklahoma, that far of a distance, would get it.
No, we didn't get tattoos and scratcher tickets till 2008. You know, we're slowly catching up.
Oh, yeah. But then it's weird because, like, with that said, we sound super. We are. This state is very conservative, but then we have the most lax medical marijuana laws, which Frankie knows a lot about. That I don't. 'Cause I don't smoke, but it's just weird that like on certain issues we're the most conservative in the country, and then weed it's just like fucking super relaxed.
Yeah,
Great.
that's trippy. Well, that might just kind of blend in with the tunes somehow. Like, so I mean, sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place right now. So
We are too.
we're here to talk about your latest full length, which is also I think your 7th or 8th full release, because you got like 3 EPs, 2 LPs before this. I was trying to like figure it all out before, and I mean this one's called Vile. It was released back in January. Nice 12-song full packed LP. I think this is the first LP in a little bit of recent time that I've been like listening to that's more than 30 minutes. A lot of the LPs I feel like I've listened to lately have all been like punk EP LPs, so like they go like 15 minutes because they're all like minute or minute and a half songs. So it's nice to see one that is a solid like 43 minutes I think I saw. So it's like a nice full listen and just super well packed in there.
Oh yeah. No, we definitely ran into that. We were a few weeks ago at a show. We were talking about it. What would we consider this album like number wise? Remember?
Oh yeah, we were because
Because there's some stuff that like that first like the Limp or whatever the first release we did as a band was technically just me and Taylor.
Yeah, it was just me and him.
And it's like we take that at that point. It's like, was that a real release or was that us just kind of?
We were like 15, just like listening to Tenacious D and shit, and we just that whole first record. I don't even know if it's available on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I don't think it is anymore.
It was just like
I made it.
Okay, so it is on
Yeah,
Bandcamp.
I was gonna say I swear I saw it.
They wanted.
It was just it was like joke rock though, like Dead Milkman, Tenacious D type shit, and then over time we, when you're 15 and you play with your best friend long enough, you start making actual songs, But I don't know if we would count that as a release.
I think we consider Vile the 5th record, is what we came to the conclusion of, right?
I count the stuff where me and Rod
Full
are
band
involved.
stuff.
Yeah, full band.
Yeah.
So I'm a little selfish there.
So it started out between the two of you. I think I saw like 2012 is when Limp Wizurdz kind of started. Like how long was it before you started adding in the other two guys to kind of fill out this whole lineup?
Oh no, we started in 2012 as the full lineup.
Yeah. Oh, as the full lineup was 2012.
I think it was maybe 2011. You guys were doing.
Yeah, me and Jeff.
It wasn't too long after that first initial release.
6 months to a year.
We played it and then of course show all your buddies and shit. We were cool fuckheads and all our friends were like, hell yeah, do a show, we'll show up. And so it's like Frankie joined and then Rod did just so we could hang out with our buds and get fucking crazy or whatnot.
And to add to that, the way Jeff's from Oklahoma City. Me and Frankie and Rod are from a suburb called Norman. And me, Frankie, and Rod had played in bands outside of Limp Wizurdz, and it was like, well, Rod plays drums and Frankie plays bass and guitar, so let's just have them move to Limp Wizurdz. And since then, it's kind of just been on. But
yeah, so roughly like a year after that album is whenever we were like, oh shit, this is actually fun. Like, let's start.
So if that's
actually do
confusing,
this.
we
Like,
say the history of the band really officially starts in like 2012. I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, props for, stick with the same lineup and like still doing it. I mean, 2012, we're now 11 years since then, releasing the fifth release, and I think if you figure it out, it would be like the third LP, which most people, like my friends when they were doing their stuff, all their stuff was always just EPs because they could never get to that full. Because I mean, doing an LP, that's a hurdle to do. So major props for all of that.
Man, and me and Frankie always talk about like, in DIY music, I feel like people form bands and then they break up because they I gotta sneeze shit.
Woo!
Oh, sorry.
We got the fan going. We got some splash.
Damn, cover your beers.
People will make they'll make an emo band and then they'll be like, oh, we want to be mathier. So then they make another band which is going to be like their math rock band, and then they want to make a hardcore band, so they make a band for that. And with us, it's like, dude, we've always just stuck together. Like, fuck it, if we're gonna play a Scramsy song, we're gonna play it. Or if it's gonna be a hardcore song, we're gonna play. We're not gonna make another band. We stick together like a unit.
And it's corny, but it's also very true. It's a lot easier when you're like authentically best friends with everyone. Like these are. I don't talk to no one I went to high school with hardly. Like these are my boys. So
right.
Like you can cuss each other out and then cry and give each other hugs later too.
No, but that's awesome that you guys can just kind of like, one iteration of like Limp Wizurdz will be like kind of like a song's kind of like Vile, and then you can kind of you can change it up for like any song, because like there's a couple different variations of sound throughout this whole LP, and it's super nice where like, yes, I do enjoy listening to records that are kind of one cohesive sound, but it's also nice where you have this full length where you can kind of just throw everything in there and everything still sounds cohesive because it is Limp Wizurdz, but at the same time each song can kind of differ from each other, and it still all flows super well throughout this record, and then doing a full length like this and having those different sounds, you could always make it at like a side A side B type deal where it kind of splits halfway through, because I feel like it kind of does that a little bit, but it's always nice where, like you're saying, these are your best friends, your homies, your brothers, and you guys are all on that wavelength where it just fucking works.
Well, I think it was intentional as well to like set the album up like that. We wanted to kind of have more of the bangers or like single type worthy songs, and then kind of more of the drawn out like instrumental parts and stuff like that, deep cut type stuff towards the end of it. But
that album kind of it happened naturally, but then it was forced in the way of just because of the pandemic, right? Like I remember we sat there when all that shit went down, and we're like, well, we had just released our previous album, Circles. I think we played one gig like to support it.
We didn't get to support that record at all.
And then boom, that happened right after. And I remember we were at their house having band practice, and we were like, well, what are we really doing any of this for right now? And Frankie was the one who was kind of like, well, we can either just, shut it down, or it's time to figure something else out. And that's the beginning of what really started Vile. And some of those songs are older ones that we adopted back into and really fleshed out. But then a lot of those songs, and I think it goes to show, especially with some of the longer tracks, it's like, well, we had all the time in the world, so we really try to flush it out, and not necessarily a new sound, but a more full sound. Especially Frank used to play bass on some of the previous stuff, and I think this, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first record with his major contributions on guitar to really sonically kind of set it apart, in my opinion.
Yeah, me and him switch because he's a better guitarist than me.
He's a better bassist too. It doesn't make sense.
So I was like, why the fuck am I playing guitar? Like, I can pretty much play like Blue Album by Weezer type shit, and that's it. And this guy's classically trained. He's doing jazz chords and shit. And I was like, you need to play guitar. So we switched. So I think that contributed to it as well.
Yeah, because I think I saw you started kind of writing or toying with this one like 19 to 20, and then obviously you spent like 2021 and 2022 like recording and everything. Obviously we had the pandemic, but it's nice to see that. I mean, everyone had to have that conversation of like, all right, are we done, or are we just taking a break and gonna be quiet and work on shit? Because I mean, I think there's still a handful of bands that never did anything. Like they kind of pandemic happened, they stopped, and you haven't heard a single word from them. So I always commend like the bands that were like, no, like we'll be okay. We'll like there's gonna be an outcome to this somewhere, but we just need to put our heads down and like be ready for when that time comes.
Oh yeah, well, and it let us do that because there was no set timetable for when, like, well, you know, in December we'll be able to gig again, or there's
like no pressure.
So I was like, well,
no pressure to like do shows or
there's no distractions
and rush stuff out sometimes. Like you got an idea and like, all right, it's halfway, you know, but then you don't want to go just fucking rush it out. It really gives a chance to really hammer all that stuff. I don't know.
Well, and the guy that we worked with, Trace Brown, was really
shout out Trace,
like really great to work with. He was a super great part of that whole experience, just like sort of helping us rework the songs in the studio. Even like there were things that he was adding after the fact where you know, things that we've adopted, you know, little cuts in different places in the songs where we're like, oh, we'd never thought about doing that. But
which I'm a believer in that. I think if an engineer can, I don't know, I shouldn't say it's always an engineer or producer's job, but like, I don't know. I think it's a bad idea to go into a studio and be like, this is how the song needs to sound, because the engineer is a third party and they can hear it more neutrally. And Trace did a great job of assisting, being like, hey, maybe you guys should
offering really great suggestions.
You know, should do this here, do that there, you know. And I guess some people might say that affects the integrity of it, but in my opinion, it's just it's almost like another member of the band that's not in the band that can make things better. And Trace did a great job of that without being intrusive.
I was gonna say that's the main thing. The way he went about it is the best part. Like that's what makes a good producer. Not to force it you, but to like, hey man, you know.
Right, yeah, because you want a producer that like is cool enough to see your vision and see where it should be and be able to like relay that message instead of just being like, hey, like I normally just do like fucking alt rock records, like we're gonna change up your whole sound and like make it like things I've already done and just fuck up your entire plan. Like you don't want that, but you want someone that's for sure like, no, I love what's going on. Here's where we can tweak it just to get it a little bit more there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mentioned, this record came out towards the end of January of 2023. Do you remember like kind of like the response that came from it? I mean, like we talked about, this is your 5th release. Like what was it like, at least in your local scene or anywhere else?
I think personally, what I saw originally when it dropped and we were releasing those singles, like kind of the time I reached out to you, was more or less people going like, "Oh, y'all are still doing shit, right?" Because we did go dormant, but it's like we talked about just a second ago, we were doing shit, but as we're waiting to like really, all right, we're back, or not even back, but like here, you know, with the new release, it's like we kept it real quiet. We weren't posting every week, like get ready, you know.
Big things coming.
Big things coming.
Every fucking time. So just to drop it, the first reaction was everyone like, "Oh shit, L-Dub's still going," you know. And then to hear there's a bunch of really big local bands that are doing some big shit, is what I'm trying to say. They reached out and they're like, "Man, shit's incredible," you know. So it's just like, it's cool. The community supports it. It's been good. Dancing around that shit. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, for people that haven't listened to this record, just when you first put it on and you get to that bass line in Vile right off the bat, like that hooks you perfectly. And like I even restarted the song a couple times just to hear that initial bass line, just because I love it and it just pulls you in and you're just like, all right, I'm along for the ride. Let's fucking do this.
Man, I just want to say a weird note about Vile, the song. I wrote that song in I didn't write the whole song, but I wrote that first verse like immediately before the pandemic, and that whole song and a lot of the record really focuses on like, I mean, it's kind of part of the chorus for the genre, but I mean, self-deprecation, substance abuse, fucking hating yourself, just negative shit. And that song it has such a negative vibe. And when I wrote it, I had no idea that like in 2020 it was gonna get so much fucking worse. It was like a premonition. It was weird. Like I was feeling real down about myself at that time, and it's just weird that a month later it got even fucking just way worse. I don't know. It's kind of cathartic to write all that shit because it was lyrically, it's just kind of what it's about. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of trailed off there for a second.
Beer break.
Beer break.
There are no breaks for beer. You just got to keep drinking. That's all it is.
You know, we had a really good release show in Norman for the album. We sold out one of our favorite venues, the Obelisks. Had a really good response to it there as well, playing it live. And it's been really fun to sort of add a lot of those songs to the live set too. It's been sort of a fun thing now that we have enough songs to like play something different every time we play a show. It's really fun for me to do something like that, you know.
That and spitting on those songs for the 2 years between writing and recording. And then like, you know, we started playing again, was it October or something, 2022 maybe?
21.
Around there, whatever. And then it's like, well, we're not going to play any of the new shit. Like, let's hit them with the same old, you know, same song and dance type stuff. And so we were itching and begging to do this new stuff. I'm glad we waited just because it made that release show really fun. But it's like, yeah, hey, it's nice to change that set list up from 2018 and 19 from the last time we played, finally.
Yeah, no, yeah, I could definitely feel that. I have some friends here in the cities that they're still kind of playing off their last EP, and they're like, we need to stop playing like the same shit that we've been playing for like the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So they're like trying hard to like write their new record and get everything ready, and it's just like, as like a friend and a fan of their band, I have no problem listening to the same songs that they play every fucking time. But yes, I would love more shit. So I can only imagine what it's like on the other aspect of like, no, we get to rock out to new fucking songs that people haven't heard of and see how hyped they get.
Well, that's the best part too, seeing how hype like that's the best reaction. Right? I'm a wrestling fan. The crowd determines who's your baby face and who's the heel, right? You know, so you play those songs live, right? Oh, that one's good. That one, maybe not.
And that's it too. It's like figuring out what does like well live and doesn't. You know, there's a lot of songs, not a lot. There are some songs that have sort of surprised me where I'm like, okay, that's got to be in the set every single time, no matter what. Versus like, you know, there was 1 or 2 songs where I thought they were going to sort of be like, you know, us wanting to play them every single time. And it's like, yeah, maybe throw them in there, but, you know, maybe do it a little more sporadically. So it's a little fun, but it's
like a process to figure out
feel out what works.
Even still.
Yeah.
Even still. But it's cool. We have the catalog now to work that stuff out, flesh it really out, you know, to actually, okay, well, this worked, that didn't, whatever.
Right. And then, like, especially if you're playing, like, a couple different days back to back, like, we're going to talk about, like, Normal Music Festival here in a little bit, but I think you guys played 2 days back to back for that, so you could always just be like, oh, on the Friday set, we're going to play this, and then, like, play a completely different set list for, like, the next day's worth of shows.
I'll do you one better. It was the same night.
Yeah.
So it was like, shit, we got to do something different.
We played it, so I don't know. I'm not trying to rush into the topic again that we talked about in a minute. But
I mean, we can jump right into it. Like I feel like first we should preface. Normal Music Festival is a giant, and you guys can correct me and add to whatever. I'm just basing it off of what was in the email communication. It's a giant music festival that it's put on right there in Norman, Oklahoma. And you guys were lucky enough to basically have like a headlining spot this year. For people that might not be aware and are not around Norman, like, as such as myself, is there anything I missed with that description of the music festival, or is there anything you want to add to it?
I'll add. Oh, go ahead, Frank.
I was going to say it's the country's largest totally free music festival. So they bring in like up to 100,000 people.
Not all on the same stage. I will say
not all
that.
on the
It's
same
not
stage,
like
but like
just in total.
And 3 days.
People, yeah, it's a 3-day festival, and you know, they've had the Sword play, they've had Power Trip was
yeah,
there one year. Which was
R.I.P.
really
Power
cool.
Trip, man. That was crazy.
That was the craziest circle pit I've ever been a part of.
The Garden played a few years
Yeah,
ago.
the garden. I love the garden. I'll say this just to add on before we continue. I'll take the stand from Norman Music Fest. It's the largest free festival. I think this year was like 326 bands on like 11, 12 stages. Majority of the bands from the state of Oklahoma. They really showcase local talent. And that's why we as a band are so down to raise the flag of Norman Music Fest. We've played many years, and they go out of their way to help us, all the people that organize it. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better, being in a local band, being in a small band, being in a big band. It don't matter. You know, it's like really the whole community comes together. It helps the city. It helps the bands. It helps the people there have a good time, you know. Once again, completely free. Can't say enough good things about the people and the festival itself. It's fantastic.
So I want to add two things. One, I had saw like the set list times for I think the stages that you guys are playing. I didn't realize that there were that many more stages and that many more bands playing. And it's also amazing that they bring in and showcase a lot more of like the local scene in that festival rather than, you know, just like a giant like touring like Not Fest or something like that where it's just like, oh, we're just bringing in big name people and that's fucking it. Because it's always nice. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think there are just as many like unofficial stages as there were like official stages too this year, which was like a really a good like showcase of the community too coming together and being able to put that many more bands on.
Exactly.
You know, on unofficial stages,
indoor stages, outdoor. Yeah, everyone joins in. That's what. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. So like we were kind of talking leading into this, you guys played back-to-back shows. Well, 2 shows in one night. During Norman, so you guys changed up the sets entirely, or at least you know kind of had to for that. I know we kind of like jumped around your thought there, but do you remember where you were going with that before we hopped forward?
Yeah, I was gonna say like we knew that our earlier show was on like the big stage at 8:30, one of the big stages. There's a couple big stages, and we kind of knew like we didn't know how many people were really officially gonna be there, but we knew like that was gonna be our big crowd. So we knew we couldn't just go fucking crazy and play a bunch of hardcore shit because I don't know, you know, there's a lot of new faces. You don't want to go up there and just act a fool, basically.
Yeah, you want to play your radio hits to get them at least hooked.
Yeah, you want to play some stuff that's accessible.
More poppy, on the pop end.
Yeah, and then we knew that our later set was at like midnight in a fucking bar, and it's gonna be packed and. You know,
we're gonna be wild.
So
yeah, the big stage is shut down at like 11:30. People aren't going home, so you know it's like, all right, that's the time we're gonna cut it loose.
So we intentionally just made the second set just like pretty much all our hardcore songs
to the wall, just like everything as fast as we could do,
as fast and fucking hard as possible. And I actually felt kind of bad about that second show because
it got very rowdy.
It got very. Jeff's brother broke his finger, and that was pretty gross. It was like.
You saw that?
I saw the picture, yeah.
I thought when he came up, I thought he was doing the Spock, live long and prosper, but no, it was the day of his whole broken. There's a picture where he's showing it, and you can see me in the background on my phone Googling how to reset a broken finger.
Yeah, and then what he just reset the finger and he was good to go.
Good to go.
Wow, that's wild.
I guess he didn't break it. I guess he dislocated it, or I don't know.
But no,
it's so gross, dude. It's so gross.
And hey, we're having a good time. That's why. Sorry if we're so hectic jumping around, but to get back to like the Music Fest thing, like that show was really cool because I know for me personally during brought it up like 3 times now, but like the pandemic, they would still release the schedules for Music Fest, right? So. There was one year we had a real cool time, a real cool stage, and it got canceled. You're like, damn. After, you know, we played it for years, and then the next year, same thing. Well, it got canceled again. But then it comes back, all right, we're finally back. Well, we're playing Thursday at midnight. And it's like, well, that might not necessarily be the spot you wanted, but people still showed up, sold the bitch out. Or not sold, but, you know, it was packed.
Dude, they got on stage and played rock, paper, scissors to see who would piss themselves.
Yeah, themselves on stage.
Whoever lost had to piss themselves.
No, it was whoever won had to piss themselves.
Wow.
So different. Somebody pissed themselves on stage. Like it gets wild every time, man.
But it was cool that this year finally it seemed like okay,
The stars aligned.
Yeah, we missed out on those 2 years where we would have had a really cool showcase, and then this year we got it. So I was like, all right,
good. It was good
break.
time, good stage. Like the stars aligned.
I've been telling Frankie and shit, like he broke a string during the set, and I was like, we just couldn't lose that night. Is how it felt to me. Like he broke a string. Our buddy Sean Reedy, S. Reedy, check him out. He shows up and just brings the energy back up, and then a guitar out of nowhere is levitated onto the stage. Frankie fucking flips it on and then picks it up, and it never skipped a beat.
To add to that, we normally don't play covers. And like a month before this Northern Music Fest show, I was like, we should learn a cover that everyone knows because maybe someone will be walking by and hear it. And I was like, how about Hybrid Moments by the Misfits? Like it's fucking easy, it's catchy. And when Frankie broke that string, originally Hybrid Moments was going to be at the end of the set. And when he broke the string, I looked at Jeff and Rod, and I was like, well, let's just play Hybrid Moments real quick. And I thought to myself, I was like, if we hadn't learned that cover, I wasn't really sure what we would have done. And like Jeff said, we couldn't lose.
Yeah.
Like it was just the stars aligned that night, and everything just went our way. It was a great show. It was one of the best shows I think we've ever played.
It was awesome. It was fucking really cool.
Dude, fuck yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a great time. It's crazy that people, would play rock, paper, scissors and have the winner piss themselves, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, having that cover in your back pocket, it's always solid to have a cover in your back pocket for any weird reason. Like I've had people, like, you always have a moment where like either someone either breaks a string or has to tune like crazy, and I've seen bands just start randomly, like the bass player will just randomly start playing like a line, and then the rest of the members will just kind of just join in, and they might not even play the full song, but they'll play like a minute of it while that other person's doing what they need to, and just gets the crowd distracted enough where like no one realizes that, oh, we're just saving our asses and like trying to kill us up.
Sweating. We were like, oh shit. Like I said,
your dad thought it was intentional.
Yeah, my dad after was like, that was such a cool move y'all did right in the middle. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, where Frankie acted like he broke a string. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty sweet, wasn't it? I'm not lying. I was playing the song and I look over and I just see a guitar levitate. And Frankie's like, ah! And I was like, we're good, I guess. We're good. It was awesome.
Fuck yeah. Kind of jumping back into this record before we kind of transition. I mean, it's been out since January. If people haven't listened to it yet, one, what are you doing? You should have listened to it a million times already. But for people that might not have listened to it, like, what's something that they can really like expect or get out of this record?
Okay, you're looking at me.
Yeah, I think.
If I'm gonna be honest, if someone really sits, if it's gonna sound corny because a lot of pop punky alternative bands give this whole spiel, but when we were writing this record and I was writing lyrics, our friend S. Reedy helped me with some of the lyrics, and he would kind of proofread and be like, maybe you should change this, maybe you should change that. And he was like, dude, don't do so much revision and just be as fucking honest as you can with what you say. And I think if someone's going through some shit, like feeling bad about life and themselves, and they read the lyrics, I'm not saying I'm singing things that are gonna make you feel better, but you might relate with them, because a lot of the record is just looking at myself brutally honestly and just saying these things out loud. And I don't know. I feel like a broken record saying that because everyone says shit like that, but I can personally say this is the most honest I've been lyrically ever, the most vulnerable, and I think that's part of the reason why it's probably my favorite project that we've done. And I guess sonically, I don't know if you're a fan of like power pop, alternative rock in general. I just think there's a lot of fucking killer riffs on it. Do you guys have anything?
I would say to piggyback that, me personally, we've been a band a long time. We've done a lot of cool shit that I'm proud of. None so more than this record. I think it really, we always talk about like, what's our sound? Like what, people, oh, you sound like this and that. Right. And then as a band, you're like, we don't sound like this. Yeah. I think this is the truest two form, that, Limp Wizurdz on tape that you're going to hear. It's what I'm most proud of. And it definitely, if you're going to check us out, that's the record to peep into. And then, you go back into the previous catalogs, and I'm proud of that stuff too. But I think this is the, this is us at the top of our game as of yet.
And to piggyback off that real quick, this is I'm a hard ass on myself and the band, and normally I'm the one in the studio who's like, this song fucking sucks. We don't need to release this shit. This sucks.
He hated the last album. So
I hate on everything we do, and it's out of love. It's because I want everything to sound the best way I think it can. This record has no, in my mind, has no skips. There's nothing on the record that I look back on and go, fuck, we could have done this, we could have done that. I fucking love this record, and like I said, it's the most honest I've been, and I can't look back on it and feel ashamed. I feel so proud of it.
Even the weird turn Midnight Strangler right in the middle of the record, a 30-second, like, what the F is that song? It still has a personal meaning that I don't even know if you want to. We play walk around miniature golf all the time on VR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Taylor. And there was a time where that was every day. Get off work, crack a beer, we're playing some fucking putt-putt for hours. And while we play putt-putt, on the VR, we just write random songs.
How do you entertain your
And not real songs, just ridiculous shit, entertaining. And Taylor did the Midnight Strangler. And so we sang that for months and months. And then I think I was drunk as shit one night. I got a little play keyboard. When I get
It's like
drunk,
a kid's keyboard with like it's a little Casio with little presets and shit.
when I get drunk, I turn on my crazy lights and my lasers, and I write silly songs and I send it to everybody. And that was what the song Midnight Strangler was. And then Taylor reworked it into its final form. So like even the stuff that sounds stupid to us, it's like, man, that just puts it'll always bring me back. Yeah.
brings me back.
And that's the first exclusive scoop for what that song is. Because everyone's been like, what the everything's good, then right in the middle of that one weird song about strangling somebody.
It's been called like a complete tonal change from the record, like just like a kind of like a throwaway song, just to like stop the momentum right in the middle of the album or like towards the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for bringing that up because I did have it in my notes, and I just hadn't gotten to that one yet. So, I mean,
but man, I'm so sorry. Hey, we're just excited.
No, you're fine, dude.
Cross that one off the list.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. No, but like, because I specifically felt too, like, once you get to that song, like the rest of the record after that, kind of like there's a dip where it sounds kind of like the beginning part of the record again, but then the last couple songs really just take it down like this different like mellow track, and I felt like you more notice it just because you get to Midnight Strangler, and then it's like, okay, like this is the lead out to the album, and we're just gonna see where this goes. So like, yes, it is weird when you're on like this hype, and then you get to that one, but at the same time, it's like this is side B for sure.
Yeah. That's the tone.
And again, I think that was like intentional with how I wanted to set up the record with the order of it and just the overall like tone and feel of it. And it was at first I didn't want Midnight Strangler to be on the album. They sent it to me. They sent it to me, and I was like, so this, so this is what you guys are doing, like, in the studio or whatever. I was like, okay, like, whatever. But then I just really got to listening to it. Trying to figure out the order of how we wanted everything to go, and I just thought it fit kind of perfectly in a weird way, like what you were saying, where after that point it really takes a different, a slightly different turn for like the tone of the rest of the songs and everything. So
I think some of the deeper meaning song, what after that's too good and all that other stuff too, right? Dummy especially.
maybe number.
Okay, that's right.
Don't you have a CD?
Yeah, I got a CD around here somewhere. I'll be
We'll figure out what the hell we're talking about. One of these songs we've.
So I know you guys are saying this is probably your favorite release that you guys have done so far. But as me in this position, I gotta ask, what's on the horizon? What's coming next as like a follow up to this record?
Big things coming. Local band says one thing.
Stay tuned, baby. Just know, we actually, there was 2 tracks off of Vile that we held back. Shit, I might have sent them to you because I think I sent you the masters. You might have gotten a hold of them. But there's 2 tracks, Can't Talk to Steve and Bulldozer City, that we held off of that one just to I don't know, padding's the right word, but we felt like maybe they didn't fit this record. But I think they're two really great songs. So we got two in the books already, and then we're gonna go record with Trace again. And I think we have two that are close right now, and then probably wanting to do maybe another 2 or 3 to really
EP,
put out another
see how it
EP
goes. Smaller
before the end of the year for sure, hopefully. And but yeah, no, we already got some songs we're working on, and yeah, it's been a bit of a not a band struggle, but yeah, we've been fighting like, are we going to record? What are we doing? So we're trying to figure it out. The good news though is fucking the struggle is us putting out the new stuff, and so we've been writing, and yeah, there's hopefully by the end of the year
have a couple more songs.
Yeah, at least singles, if not a full release.
Because that's the other thing about the music industry now is people like, I don't know, releases like extended anything more than one song is hard to push. Like TikTok and everything, people just push singles, which I'm not against, but like I'm a thorough believer like in the album. Like I love making albums.
I really dig listening to like records start to finish, to try to capture that vibe of like what the artist was going for. Get the full idea, start to finish. So, again, I appreciate you bringing up the fact that like, you notice like past Midnight Strangler, I know we're talking about it again, but after that, like the tonal change in the record, because, a lot of times it's like, you just check out the single or throw it on shuffle or whatever, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just like you guys, where I also am still a big believer in like releasing full albums or EPs and stuff. Like with the people that just release singles just to keep like the momentum going and like going with the algorithms, it's great. But like getting those singles that are leading up to like an album, you're already hooked. You know how kind of like what you're expecting by the time you get to like the second or third single, and then you're like, okay, this album's gonna drop, and then it's just go for the ride. Whereas like people that just release singles, they don't tie in enough to each other, so it's just like, okay, like this one caught me here, but then this one's like a completely different space, right. And then like by the time that I get to the next one, I'm like, I just want one cohesive thing, and it's like not enough to keep me like locked in.
Yeah, and like I'm a big hip hop head, and it's not always like this in hip hop, but like you said with the algorithm and everything, a lot of rappers just release singles, which makes sense. Like you're trying to blow up, like do it. But like I thought Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem last year here in Oklahoma City, and I think Keem has done a lot of like this pushing singles and features and stuff like that. And in a way, he almost it almost hurt him, because when he performed his songs with Kendrick, it's like people only knew like 10 seconds of his verse, and that's because that was the part of the verse that's on TikTok, and then the crowd would just go silent, and then 15 seconds later the crowd would be singing along again. And I'm like, that's not necessarily completely his fault, but I don't know where I'm going with that really, but it's like
I feel like it's tying into like especially with TikTok and like the attention spans that people now have because of it. We're like, a part of a song will get featured in that, and you'll be hooked on that because it'll get like used for fucking everything. But then people don't go and like check out the rest of anything. Yeah. So they're just like, oh, we know that line, and then it's just like, all right, now we don't know anything.
And it was really honestly kind of creepy how silent the crowd got immediately when that part ended. It was like an arena full of people screaming every word, and then it just stopped. And it was kind of eerie. It was cool, but it was eerie,
Well, I also feel, you spend all this time working through it and writing and recording and getting it out there. I don't know.
You probably want to be appreciated
for sure, instead of like, oh, well, yeah, that's their other song. They did this, the other. I don't know. I'm sure it's successful, and maybe we should learn something from it. But it's like I enjoy that, like the build up of like, oh, here we go, and then that final release of like, all right, let's put this out. And we've been kind of riding that wave since Vinyl came out, in the sense of like, okay, we got these new eyes on us. Okay, hey, we're playing this show. And we talked about that before this started, really. We were like, man, like really add up all the shows we've done and like anything we've done as a band specifically, and it makes sense. We're not just doing shit to do shit, which I'm not opposed to. I love playing shows wherever it's at. but it seems like we've really hit a good stride in a sense of like
being intentional.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best word, intentional. It's like it is thought out a little bit, opposed to 3 years ago. We didn't give a shit. We didn't. I was like, man, we should have got our shit together a long time ago, dude.
Yeah, like we play like 8 local shows in a month, and be like, why is nobody fucking here? Yeah, like maybe we play the same fucking place over and over and over and over.
And it's like I wouldn't say an aha moment, but maybe it was just a like, fuck that, we're gonna do this the quote unquote right way or whatever, you know. And so I don't know. I think that's the best thing since the album came out is like intentional. I still go back to that. Like what we've done is like, all right, this makes sense. This makes sense. All right.
Well, and I mean, setting goals for the band as well. Trying to set some goals, like just making sure that we follow up and follow through and like try our best, like achieve those goals. But that's been the cool thing too, is just talking about like where do we want to play out of town and stuff like that, and just going and kind of setting it up and doing it too. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've said, this record's sick, and I'm stoked to see what you guys are planning on doing in the future and what these next iterations of Limp Wizurdz is going to be. I mean, you guys have your thought process locked in, and it sounds like a great, like you guys know what you guys need to do, and I'm just ready to see you guys execute it in the long run.
Thank you, man. We're excited.
Yeah. Before we transition, is there anything that I might not have brought up about Vile, Limp Wizurdz, or anything else in general that you guys want to talk about?
Should we show them the Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need to show them that.
All right. So we showed everybody Rodrigo from the wall behind me. We're gonna show everybody some Yu-Gi-Oh cards now as well. I think Jeff had some comparisons between us and these cards. I guess
these guys didn't even know about this. They went and got Arby's freaking 5 minutes before the podcast, and I was like, all right, then you're about to get roasted on the podcast. So Rod's not here, so I couldn't give Rod his own card. Instead, I picked the fusion card for him and Frankie. So first of all, Mr. Taylor Young, the card I picked to describe him is the Man-Eater Bug. Many will recognize that. Classic. Me, of course, I'm Machine King.
Because he's a mechanic.
I'm a mechanic, so yeah, I'm the Machine King. And then Frankie is Gaia the Fierce Warrior. But I picked this card because Rod's the Cursed Dragon. So this is Gaia the Dragon Champion.
And my boy Rod.
Yeah. So that's,
Rod.
That Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th anniversary just came out. I'm all over it. I get ripped off at every card shop in the metro. No big deal. I ain't got shit either, but
I'm pretty sure I still have the originals from like the original series of those exact cards. I think
you better put them in a binder and under lock and key, my man. Hit eBay and check those prices right now. It's great.
I'll have
They're
to.
re-releasing the legacy packs, so it's just gonna bump up the OGs even more, man.
Dude, love to hear.
They're laughing, but this is money.
I'm laughing because
I just remember getting screwed over like 20 years ago on all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I ended up trading away all the good cards I had for some bum ass cards, and I don't even have any.
I'm just laughing because Jeff has the most random interests. Like we got to his house today, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I've been listening to cowboy music and playing Zelda all day." And then he pulled up his YouTube history, and it was like 6 hours of like 1930s cowboy music, and he's singing every word.
Yeah.
Right. And then next thing you know, he's busting out Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's into wrestling. He has so many random interests. He's good at juggling.
Don't let me get my yo-yo out.
Yo-yo.
He's a true Renaissance man.
There we go.
Anyways, you asked about our bands, and now we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Talking about yo-yo.
Yeah, that's us though, man. That day.
Yeah, no, that's the shit that I love about doing this is just like letting the band just kind of just go off the rails, because it gives people a whole nother like insight to what the band is actually like. Yeah, we all listen to the record, we see a sense of what you guys are like, but seeing you guys have all these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just having a good time, like this is a whole nother vision that people might not be aware of.
Okay, well, to the people watching, I got one more. Holly, if you do me the great honor of handing me that beautiful, shiny gold.
Yeah, another skill he has.
that right there is my fantasy football league championship trophy. I know you're saying fantasy football. No, this is the Boomer Sooner League. Been going for 15 years. I joined 6 years ago. Third time I bought this bad boy home. So
he keeps it for the whole year to the end of next season.
I took it home. I polished it up because who knows what these other men do with this trophy whenever it's not in my possession. I can't control that. But I cleaned it up. And so yeah, hey, you want to talk about range, baby? Meet me on the fantasy football field.
Football, yo-yo, Yu-Gi-Oh, playing music, mechanic, disc golf, the true fucking Renaissance.
What the hell?
That was chaotic, but that's the truth.
He writes short stories, which
we can't say
we can't. Those are under the wrap. Those are under the wraps.
Yeah, I got a pen name. I got a pen name.
Oh shit!
You'll have to buy those at the Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get those links down below where you can go purchase all those.
Yeah. Hey, I'll send you a copy. Don't worry.
Oh man. Well, now I feel like it's the perfect time to transition. We're all loose. We've all had a few beers.
Yes, sir.
Now we're gonna get to my favorite part of the episode, which is always the storytelling part of the episode. This is where we always talk about fun stories from this time of music, whether it's shows, tours, time recording, or any other like behind the scenes things you guys have done. Obviously, you guys have been doing Limp Wizurdz since 2012. We're 11 years since then. I'm sure there's some good stuff. I know from the emails there's some good stuff that was already hinted at. As I normally say, they can be anything horrendous to tremendous or any adjective in between.
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to let them start it off.
That's a good segue. I got one.
Yeah. So hit it off. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Yeah. So you're going to have a lasso ready because we're about to.
He's going to the bathroom. I don't know if he's going pee-pee or poo-poo.
No, pee-pee.
Pee-pee. This isn't even really that good of a story.
What story are you going to tell?
Shreveport. Which time? We played in Shreveport numerous times. And if I'm not mistaken, I've shit my pants in Shreveport on stage at least once, and I think it might be 2 times. And so that's not even that cool of a story, I guess.
Like 50% of the times we played in Shreveport?
Probably.
Yeah, I think you should just stop playing in Shreveport if it's the chances of you doing that again are just not good. Not good.
It's literally the flip of this guitar pick right here, which call it in the air, I guess.
I didn't call it. We'll just say that.
He's probably
gonna pants in Shreveport.
I'm probably gonna shit my pants somewhere, and so it might not be in Shreveport, but it's gonna happen again. Jeff, come save us. That was
to kind of bounce off that. I'll tell one. There was this time that we were driving from, I think, Wyoming down to Colorado to play a show, and it was the first tour that we had with like this new bass player, and I met this guy probably 3 or 4 days before. Like I met him at the tour kickoff show, and I was just TMing and everything, and we're getting into Colorado and we're driving around, and he's like, oh yeah, like telling the story about how like one time he like shit himself on like a road trip or something, and we're like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. And like guys do, we were all talking about the last time we like shit ourselves, and his was like more recently than any of ours because we're all he somehow was still like a child and shit himself. But it was funny because like we're going through this town, and we just got done talking about all that, and I take a corner, and he kind of like slides, and then he's like, hey, can you guys like find the next like gas station or something? And we're like, dude, we just got done eating, like we're trying to get to the next. I just shit myself, like literally like 10 minutes after the story, he had shit himself. Not like super crazy, but for enough where like his underwear had to stay in that bathroom.
That's like the thing, like the Simpsons episode where it's like 100 days since our last employee injury, and somebody gets hurt, and then they have to like take everything down. Right then and there, it's like, dude.
So, if I'm not mistaken, are you from Minnesota? Is that correct?
I'm originally from Iowa, but I live in Minnesota now.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you my best Minnesota story that involves me.
Okay.
Before I say it, I'm by no means some badass. I'm not strong. I don't beat people up. But this happened.
He is.
And they'll back it up. So where were we playing? Was it Minneapolis?
At a VFW.
It was a VFW, yeah.
And we had pulled into town. We'd blown our fucking head unit on my amp the night before.
Yeah.
So we roll into the sketchiest fucking pawn shop you've ever fucking seen. and we ended up picking up something. So it was like we were already like, all right, how are we gonna make this work? Type shit. We roll up to the VFW. It's an hour or two before the show, so we roll in to the bar part to get food or whatnot. Well, everyone there is mean mugging us.
It's like boomers. They're like looking at us like, who the fuck are these?
We were so out of
that's literally every VFW I've ever been.
Yeah, dude. It was like almost like a biker bar. There's like, what the hell are you boys doing?
And Rod and Frankie are going to the jukebox playing Taking Back Sunday and shit. And
They're playing some brand new title fight. Like,
it's like, dude, you're gonna get our asses kicked.
You
Well,
guys hate this shit.
so we played. The show was fine. Well, we had a half gallon of vodka in the van, and I was like, well, shit, I ain't paying for it when I got it out in the van. So I'm walking out to the van, and I see some guy. He's grabbing his wife, and he's putting his hands on her, and he like shoves her to the ground. And I go up to him, I'm like, yo, you need to chill the fuck out, man. Like, this is crazy. And next thing you know, he gets all confrontational. One time on the ground, well, his wife jumps up. What the fuck are you doing?
You hit him.
One time. It wasn't like a band. It was like a put,
One of knocked his ass out.
No, I didn't. Put him on the ground, though.
Bad.
Here's what I preface this because this sounds ridiculous, but this is true. Put him on the ground. Well, his wife that he just assaulted jumps up. She's all in my face now. You son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. He's going to kick you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, holy shit. So, of course, I still go take me a shot real quick. I remember it, dude. I was listening to fucking American Idiot full record on my fucking phone. I still remember. I go back inside, and I'm like, hey, boys, situation just happened. I explained it. And they're like, yeah, right, dude, you're bullshit.
We didn't fucking believe him at all.
And I was like, bro, he got in a blue fucking F-150, and he's circling the block right now.
We were like, you were gone for 2 minutes, dog.
And then sure enough, dude,
Go outside, motherfuckers circling the block.
driving around looking for us.
Looking for me.
And I was like, we're going to get fucking shot.
And so, luckily enough, nothing ended up happening besides me getting completely shit-faced wasted, acting a fool. And we went back and stayed at somebody's house. You remember this, where I was slipping and busting my ass?
You guys have a lot of snow in that motherfucker.
No,
Yeah, we do.
crazy. Dude, they tie that up so high.
The snow drifts on the
Like,
side of the road.
It was
It's taller
like,
than
it
you.
was like 4 feet, 5 feet. And like, I decided it would be funny to like go try to jump into it. And it's just like solid. I was going to crawl down into the snow. And I stayed right on top. And I was like, all right, well, that was.
But I guess
that,
at the end of the story is not as funny, but it's funny just because I went from the hero to the zero, because I guess I slipped and slid into this guy's apartment. I was so fucked up, I ended up crashing on his couch and eating all of his Cheez-Its. And that next morning I woke up and he was like, y'all gotta go. And everyone's like, yeah, you were an asshole. And I was like, God damn it.
Awful, man. He was bullying Taylor. We were eating Cheez-Its and Cheetos all night. He kept snatching the box out of Taylor's hand, just like abusing Taylor, bullying Taylor. And it's like,
we went to that sandwich shop the next day. Do you remember what that
well,
was called?
the guy that we stayed with, he did hook us up. He was like, he called ahead and got us all free sandwiches at some place.
He was awesome. I was the asshole.
Jeff was.
I have a
Jeff's
question.
a badass.
Yeah. No, he wasn't
I have a
that
question. So you said you did TMing for a little bit, like tour managing. Did you ever pull the Chipotle trick where you call the Chipotle and you tell them that you're like in a band and shit?
No, we never pulled that trick.
It works.
It worked. Mini free Chipotle.
It worked a couple times. It was like, for us, we'd have to call, like sometimes we'd have to call a couple different Chipotles, but we normally got some free stuff, and they were still like, sometimes they were still like limited on what we could get for food, but like,
what were you gonna say? Did you have a trick that we don't know about?
No, I never really had any tricks. The one that I always wanted to do, but they never routed. Like we never played Denver because shows would always fall through, so we always played like Colorado Springs. But in Denver, there's a place called Illegal Pete's, I believe. It's like a burrito shop, and that spot too. If you like call them ahead of time and you're like, hey, like we're on tour, we're gonna be coming through on this day, like they'll hook you guys up with like food too.
No shit. I've heard about that.
Hey, that just reminded me. Here's a quick one for all you soon-to-be touring bands going through Cleveland, Ohio. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Bring a CD and a tour poster. They'll let your ass in for free. We saved like $140 between the two
And that
bands.
shit was pretty fucking cool.
It was
It was a
badass.
cool
We were there for
experience.
6 hours. I could have
We were
spent
there
another 6.
Yeah, we
Especially when you got no money and like
There's nothing to do.
there's nothing. There was a blizzard in Cleveland when we were there, so it was like, all right, here we go, warmth, and like we got to see Billy Joe Armstrong's Gibson Les Paul Jr. that he recorded fucking American Idiot on, and
we saw some Prince stuff. I mean,
the month before that, I'm a huge Floyd head. They had the fucking all the Pink Floyd tour inflatables and shit. So I was sad we missed that. But when we were there, it was the Hunter S. Thompson Rolling Stones exhibit. So I got to see like actual pages of Fear and Loathing and shit. Like that was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, remember that one? Bands, bring a fucking CD and an online flyer. They'll let you in for free.
Yeah. The guys that I ran with, it was just like 2 dudes from my high school that had like a band. So like, I mean, they were high school homies that like I just would run with. They did that on their first tour. So like that, I wasn't there for the first tour. I was there for like all the other tours after that, and we just they didn't route to Cleveland, or we didn't drive through Cleveland, so I didn't get to experience that. But yeah, I've heard of that one.
Dude.
Definitely.
It's kick ass.
It's pretty fucking cool, and like that comes from a guy who's like, I don't know,
cynic.
I'm cynical and I'm cool, and I was in my mind I was like,
everything's
this is a
corny,
fucking tour.
everything's
No,
corny,
it's cool.
everything's cheesy. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was cool, dude. It wasn't corny. It was pretty
Well,
fucking cool.
And you know, too, Nolan just found a bench and just slept. We had
Took a nap.
we had another guy. We were playing with. We had 2 bands that we were. It was Limp Wizurdz and Psychotic Reaction, and we were kind of playing with them.
Well, you played with them
on
too.
the tour.
He
and,
was in both bands.
one of our buddies, Nolan, was just like sleeping on a bench. He was like, find me when you guys are done. And stuff.
Well, he had been there
warm, and he'd seen it already or whatever.
But what a cool thing for the fucking literal rock and roll music. You know, it's like, hell yeah,
Right.
you should do that. You know, like that's really cool.
I know in like Vegas they just opened, or I might not have just opened, but I know that there's
The Punk Rock Museum?
the Punk Rock Museum. I wonder if they would do something similar, because that would be kind of cool. That one too.
Especially with fucking punk rock.
gosh,
Hell yeah,
man,
why
I
would
wish I would have known about that. I was in Vegas like
Who is it? The
2
No
months
Effects
ago.
guys did it, I think.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gone in there. I was with my dad, who's 60. He's gonna be 60. What year? He's gonna be 62 this year, and I was with my dad's uncle, who's like 87. So they just wanted to gamble the whole time. We didn't really go see a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, the cannabis out there is pretty good, but it's expensive as shit. So
We're the weed
heard.
smokers here, baby. Taylor, you don't partake.
I don't smoke weed. It scares me. I have a deep fear of marijuana.
But real quick, we're telling story stuff. I live for this. Hey, storytelling time. Get ready. Where was it? Columbus, Ohio. Middle of a blizzard. Same tour.
yeah, that same day. It was the day before
You
Cleveland.
almost fucking died.
No, that was after Cleveland. I'm thinking we got pulled over.
Oh yeah, we were on Cops. We were on an episode of Cops, basically.
So I'm dead ass asleep, and so we're in like a church van. Well, Psychotic, it's their van. They had spray painted all the windows white, so
People couldn't
you
see it.
couldn't look in and see all this gear.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense if you're in a band. If you're a cop, I guess that means Colombian drug cartel or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pull you guys over.
they pull us over. I was asleep, and I get woken up. Jeff, you got the weed, man.
I had the weed.
I was like, bro, it's gone. The weed's
There's no
gone.
weed.
He has them, but it was gone. And next thing you know, we're all pulled out of the van on the side of an interstate bridge in Ohio,
The fucking
Columbus.
snow's coming down.
Blizzard snow. It's crazy. And this cop, he gets his dog out, and the dog like wiggled his tail or something, and he's like, "Yeah, we got you." And it's like, "Oh shit!" So, who was in the cop car with me?
It was you, me, and Nolan.
So we're in the back of a cop
We
car.
were chill. Hang on, me and Jeff and Nolan, we were chill. I think
I knew we were good.
Bobby and
Yeah.
Rod went together, and then Taylor's by himself with the drug dog. He's
Said Barks in his face.
and a little thing in the back seat. The dog just barked
They
at the
fucking-
plexiglass the whole time, freaking
They
Taylor
fucking
the fuck
they
out.
fucking did me dirty too because I'm diabetic.
They
so
wanted his ass to fuck.
I
out.
And he didn't have his ID.
No,
He didn't
I
have
didn't
your
have
ID.
my ID. I left it at the bar the night before, and I have an insulin pump and a bunch of needles because I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh,
And they were
motherfucker!"
like, "What are these needles for?" And I was like, "I have a fucking insulin pump." And like, "What's in the insulin pump?" And I wanted to have
Heroin.
fucking heroin. Fucking dicks. They were fucking dicks. Like,
So they they bring us back to the station, right? And we get put in this holding cell, not a cell, but a room. And
it was like their conference room. We weren't arrested.
It's like we were kids in the
we weren't
principal's
arrested.
office.
Exactly.
We weren't detained. We were under what they call
Investigative
custody or some, some made up thing.
Some
right?
bullshit, yeah.
yes, and they put a chaperone police officer in there, right?
Just hang out.
And we're all bullshit, and we're like, oh hell yeah, we got the gig night talking, and then I look over on the wall, and they have a mowing schedule.
Yeah.
And I see it said like Martinez or something.
There was Martinez. I remember.
And
you're like,
I was like, you must be Martinez, motherfucker. They got you on lawn, dude.
you gotta go mow right now, dude. And then he made a joke about football, which pissed him off.
Oh yeah, so we're
Oh yeah, that was
a couple of years. Like I think it might have been that same year.
it was the same year. Baker Mayfield
Baker Mayfield came through.
won the Heisman
They won in Ohio State State, which is
in Columbus.
and he planted the flag.
And I was like, y'all are pissed. Y'all are pissed. You saw those plates?
All this shit.
Saw
You guys
all
are
the
mad.
plates.
We're OU fans or whatever.
But then the best part was at the end of it.
Well, hang on. Before that, periodically, this bald-headed fucking cocksucker would come in and be like, "Listen, boys,
I
this
know
is
where the weed is.
This is the state of Ohio, and in the state of Ohio, we don't take weed from blah blah blah." He goes, "Tell me where it is. It's gonna be a lot better."
You better tell me where it is before I make things bad for you.
And I remember Frankie went, "Bro, search the van. We got guitars, drums, and amplifiers.
Quit wasting our time.
What are you doing?"
Quit wasting our time. We were there for like 2 hours.
And he
at
did it
their
back and
house.
forth.
And by the end of it, all he could say was, "Just don't smoke weed."
Don't smoke weed in Ohio.
We were like, but we were also like, dude, like
We're going to California
this
next
same,
week.
this same year. We've been in Colorado. We've been in Massachusetts. We've been in all these places that has legal cannabis. So how can you
He would have arrested us if we had a fucking joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or go ahead. T.
The crazy part to me, if I recall, we had like 2 or 3 boxes of open Franzia in the back, which none of us were drunk. None of us had drank that day.
We had a good time in Columbus.
No, we covered. We had the liquor covered up. They were gonna be.
But still, I think technically, I've heard they can arrest you on open container.
It was in a bag.
And I'm like, if you guys should be worried about anything, and I'm a heavy drinker. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, I'm just saying alcohol is a lot worse than weed, and I'm surprised they didn't say a fucking word about that.
And the best part about this whole story is, right, like that guy came in and he cut us loose, and you could just tell how bad he was pissed that he couldn't arrest us.
Wasting his time.
He was furious. He goes, "All right, get the fuck out of here."
Oh,
and
we
we got to the van. It's a blizzard. Reminder. All of our shit is in the snow, and they backed our shit out. We had to go remind them to give us our IDs back. And then we had to pick up and load our fucking van back. But they just did it because they're assholes. They're on a power trip,
Yeah.
And I don't smoke cigarettes.
And we still made the show that night. Let's go.
I don't smoke. None of us, we don't really smoke cigarettes. We're just like, all right, everybody.
Fired up, Marlboro Red.
I know somebody's got a pack. Like everybody gets their own fucking cigarette, because that was fucked up, man.
And I'll give credit to the guy that was in there, like, watching us. He was laughing.
He was cool.
He had fun with all our jokes. But I just knew we were good. It's like, bro, if they find anything, they planted that shit on us, because we got nothing.
We better call some lawyers.
And then we got weed the next day in Chicago, and me and Frankie were like, we got to roll it up. That way we can fucking eat it or something,
We're paranoid after that.
Hey, we're still paranoid. We did some weekend runs this year, and we're like, do we bring?
We can't even bring it to Texas. We can't even bring it 30 minutes across the border into Texas.
We're legal completely
scared,
here in Oklahoma. It's like, I'm not doing that. And then we go to Texas, and they had to work. I'll put this on camera. Don't give me that Delta 9 or 8 bullshit. They had the worst weed in Texas. The shit, Delta 8, worst weed in Texas.
Smoking him.
God, it was horrible. I could have stayed in Oklahoma.
You're gonna get a lot.
Yeah, wait, never mind. Never mind. My bad.
So much hate.
Hey, clip it.
Oh my god.
The weed was okay. It was all right. It ain't that Oklahoma, boy.
It's not that Oklahoma home, bro.
No, that's fucking nuts. Like, they just legitly detained you for that long.
Oh, they thought we were smuggling some crazy shit.
They kept changing their story. At first, it was, it's Oklahoma plates, just trying to make sure you guys aren't trafficking anything.
Route 66.
And then it was the CDs in the dashboard that could have been
Reflecting
light and affecting other drivers, even though we're in the right lane of the highway, the 3-lane highway, with the barrier in between. And then it was, Bobby, shout out Bobo. Bobby was,
where's the chili?
He was, he was, nervous. And he's in the fucking cold.
Yeah. They got his ass. He said, "Yeah, I smoked some weed yesterday."
He's kind of shaking a little bit because he's nervous. It's fucking cold. But again, it's like, dude, we've been to Colorado, we've been to all these other legal states, and the time in the last 6 months, like you leave even just trace amounts of that cannabis in your car, and the dog's gonna get a hit. But dude, we had pizza, we had chicken wings. Like the dog's gonna get a hit.
He wagged his tail. They were like,
"Walk him off." Dog's hungry, man. I get it. The pizza was good.
But it like on the other aspect too, like it's crazy. Like you guys didn't have anything. You guys got detained. I know of bands that have like gone on tours, and like one of the guys had a full like giant ass mason jar just filled, and it was like sealed tight and everything, because like they got done with the show and like came to like our friend's like place, and we all like hung out, drank, and like smoked or whatever, and he just like pulls out his bag like this giant mason jar just fucking full, and we're just like, how do you like not get worried that you're just gonna like, that's so much that you have with you, like it's insane.
I think it like the mindset for me just becomes after a certain point, it's like, we're smoking. We got it now. We gotta just fucking smoke as much as we can because we don't know if we're gonna be okay.
Like a true outlaw.
Yeah, like the next day, like I don't like but granted, like we've been like I've been stopped at like going across the border, like from being in like El Paso, Texas, going through like New Mexico and through Arizona. Like I've been stopped before, and they haven't really maybe done their due diligence checking us, but it's just better not to take the chance.
Yeah, like
travel with something you can eat or just don't.
Yeah. So. Like at the most, like especially like on
all the kids watching this, just don't smoke weed. That's really what we're that's the message we should really probably be getting.
Right there.
Yeah, even on the last tour that we did, we would keep a little bit in the van, but like not like a crazy amount, just maybe just enough for like a couple hitters or whatever. And then like so we got done playing one night in like fucking Richmond, Virginia, and our tour schedule was completely different, where we were supposed to hit like New York and then play Toronto like the next day, but that show fell through, so we got picked up a show with our friends back in Richmond, so we got done playing that, and we were like, okay, like stayed for a majority of the show. We still have to long haul drive all the way to Toronto, so like everyone that like was there to smoked all the last of everything that was there, and then like I slept in the van, like went and passed out because I was picking up driving the next morning, and then like long hauled it up to Toronto and everything. But like when we got over the border, like we're in a 15-seater van. There's like 10 dudes, and we have we're pulling a trailer with all of our gear. I just remember I collected everyone's passports, and we pulled up to the gate, and then they're like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Hey, we're just two bands. We're playing Toronto tonight, and then like we're dipping out like tomorrow or like tonight or whatever." And he was like, "Okay." And he's like, "You guys got any like drugs or anything in the van?" We're like, "No, like we're good." He's like, "Okay, has anyone got cigarettes?" I was like, "Nah." Like any knives or anything? I was like, no.
Money on that.
Yeah, and like as I'm saying no, like I just hear the voices in the back. Bro, you got a pocket knife on your keychain. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And someone's like, oh, so and so's got a pack of cigarettes. I'm like, again, shut the fuck up. Like that's not what they're looking for. Like, don't worry about it. But then they had us like pull off to the side, and they had all 10 of us go inside because I guess they were saying we didn't have like the right paperwork to like go to Canada. And so we're all sitting in their waiting room. They didn't search the van or anything. All they did was like open it, kind of just like peek their head in when we like crossed, and they saw like a bunch of dudes and just a smelly ass van. Because we were at that point.
Exactly. And that's what we were saying when we got pulled over. It's like, bro, we smell like fucking butthole, and there's a bunch of guitars in there, dude. What are you talking about?
Dude, so let me ask you this. I brought insulin across the border from Canada to the U.S. and I felt like the Canadian Border Patrol was like way fucking cooler than the American Border Patrol. Because coming back into America, they were way more serious than me going into Canada.
Well, so the Canadian side didn't want to let us in, so we were like in there, like in the open room for probably at least 20 minutes, and then there was like a shift change, and the other guy was like, "Dude, I don't fucking care," and just like stamped all of our passports and like let us go. And it was really funny too, because like we're all walking to the van that like they didn't even look. I don't even think they looked in the trailer, and like there's a car like 2 cars down from where we parked. It's like this husband and wife, and their car is just getting fucking hella searched, like everything getting ripped out. And then so we go up, we play on, we come back the next day, and the only thing that was rough with us crossing back into the States was that like they asked to like look in the trailer, and I showed them like, yeah, it's just a bunch of like drums and gear, and they were like, well, they had like stupid questions like, why is there insulation like on the sides of the walls of the trailer? It's like, well, it's to help with the temperature, that way it doesn't warp like all the shit that's in here.
Have you ever seen a trailer?
Yeah. And then like the biggest thing that hit that, at least for that Border Patrol guy, was that we didn't have any paperwork to prove that like the serial numbers were like our like gear. So he was more just like, hey, next time like make a list of everything you guys have, that way we know you're not like stealing shit in Canada and like trying to pass it off of your guys yourself. And we're like, all right, we're a bunch of like, at that point we were like 22 to like 23. We're like, we don't get like, okay, cool. And he's like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Like,
that might be good advice just in general, like
keep
track of your serial numbers. But we, anytime we got pulled over or stopped or whatever, a lot of times we did have like a tour pass, which was at least enough to be like,
yeah, we're not bullshitting you.
We're not trying.
Did the Canadians give you any trouble about your merch? Because I've heard of bands.
Oh yeah, selling, making money.
I've heard bands say if you're going to Canada or maybe Mexico is the same way. You don't tell them you sell merch. You sell it. You say it's donation.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure for that show we had or at least when we told like the Border Patrol, we were like, no, like we're not selling anything. Like if people want to donate for it, like chip in with gas and stuff, like that's it. But like we're not selling it. And it's even the same when like bands from Canada come to the U.S. Like they have to say the same shit to the U.S. Border Patrol of like, hey, we're not selling anything. Like this is all donation, even though like everyone knows that it's gonna get sold, but it's just like it's all for taxes and stuff like that.
Dude, it's funny.
Hey, he said it the other day. This information, y'all, it's for sale, not for tell. Y'all are getting some free game here.
No, it's weird though that what was I gonna say?
My bad, bro.
No, fuck. Oh well,
I fucked him. My bad.
You fucked me up, dude.
I got him again.
Well.
No, so we're still going.
I was gonna say it's not being on tour though. That's not far from the truth, because like when you're on the road, if someone only has $3 and you need the money, you'll be like, "Fuck it, dude. You can have a shirt."
Right.
You might take a loss, but like in the moment, you need that fucking money. I've been there. I've given our shit out for free just to be nice,
Operate on a very cool, unique like barter and trade system.
Yeah.
But no, we're still good on time, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Like this is all I had planned for today, so we can. If you guys have other shit planned, like we can wrap it up or we can do whatever.
No. I want to tell you more fucking wild stories. That way, these guys can tell me what they've thought of it real quick.
Okay.
So, we were Kansas City at that trap house, that 3-story fucking abandoned house we stayed at. Right? We played like a record store that day, and of course, it's the whole tour. Hey, if anyone's got a place we could lay our head tonight, well, please and thank you. Some guy comes, hey man, y'all can come over to our place. Like, yeah. And so we get the address or whatnot. All right, cool. We stop and got McDonald's. Well, earlier that day, one of my buddies flew out.
This is wild.
This is crazy shit. Yeah. The night before, I was on the phone with one of my buddies. He was pissed drunk. And he's like, where y'all going to be tomorrow? Oh, we'll be in St. Louis or, And so he ends up flying out that next day, and we go to pick him up
at the airport.
He's still wasted from the night before, trying to communicate to pick him up, and his phone ends up dying, and he borrows one from some lady at the airport. Well, long story short, we end up picking them up, and there's a lady like with
Like a
her
soccer
arm around him, and she's like, hey, you need to take care of this guy. He's fucked. And I was like, that should we could have known right there.
And I
Like,
love the guy. I love the guy. I love the guy personally, but man, that was a bad decision. Our van was already
It
full,
was fucked.
and he just had money like that where you could just buy a fucking plane ticket, and he wanted to go on tour.
Bro,
So we're like, go ahead. Yeah, come on.
After the first day, he was like, "We get a fucking hotel."
Yeah, it's
or
like, no,
something?"
no.
He started buying us hotels and stuff, so we were like,
But that first night, right? So we end up getting a place to stay in middle of Kansas City, downtown-ish area, correct? Or is it Kansas City?
It was Kansas City.
Anyways, we pull up. We got a bang load of McDonald's, like 100 chicken McNuggets, a couple of fucking quarter pounders. You know, I mean, we're ready to feast. We roll up to this house. It's a door with no doorknob. Straight hole in the. Not hello. Hello. Yeah, you're here. Okay. So we go in. There's cats crawling through holes in the walls and shit. And there's like old furniture with cigarette burns and beer cans all over the place. And it's like, we asked the guy, we're like, do you live here? He goes, yeah, well, me and some other people. And we're like, oh, that's really fucking sweet. That's cool.
Man,
it was pretty gross.
It was so nasty. I refused to sleep on any furniture. I sat on the floor all night.
And I sat on the floor
and
up to
Netflix.
the cell phone like this,
Yeah.
like, you know.
We're not on some like class and shit. Like I'm white trash.
No, this was
I'm not
this was
gonna
the bad
anybody
spot.
else. I've grown up in some shitholes, and this place was pretty bad.
Here's the worst though, right? So to try to picture it out, like we're in a room and there's a door or a wall, and then the wall turns, and then there's stairs going up this way. We're in the room right here. 3 a.m, I'm awake. Everyone's passed out. I think Taylor and Frankie were sleeping in the
We
van.
were like, fuck this, dude. You
They're
can't sleep
horrible.
in this. This is nasty. We gotta go sleep in the
Well,
van.
3
dog.
a.m, I remember I was watching a minimalist documentary on Netflix about a guy who owned like 2 shirts, a pair of pants, and like a set of silverware or some shit. And all of a sudden, from 3 stories up, I hear do. What? Do. Back now, and then it felt like they were at the bottom of the stairs on this side of the wall, and we were on this side of the wall, and I could just feel them like looking over at us, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And before that, we went to the basement to get water because they're like the only water is in the basement. It's like, no, fuck you guys.
No. It's like you're in this kitchen, big open kitchen,
Broken
you're looking
glass
around.
all over the floor.
And you're looking around, and there's like a hallway down in the basement. That's like, I mean, it's like. I mean, I could throw a football.
Yeah,
right?
it was nuts.
Like, and I was like, dude, I'm not. That's where the water
Yeah,
is.
that's it. We're not drinking nothing tonight.
It's like one of those moments where you're like, I never should have smoked that shit.
Well,
this fucking random weird trap house.
well, and it's like, you know, I love Rodrigo, but he snores really bad.
Oh, him and our buddy
So-
were out like a
They
light.
both played the fuck out immediately, and it's
Yeah,
like,
Rod sounds like he's dying.
He sounds like he's fucking
Literally,
dying.
I'm like, I need to call an ambulance. It sounds like he's not breathing.
I was like, I can't do this shit. Me and Taylor and our buddy Randy were like, we got to go sleep in the van, dude. This is fucked up. And we got the pistol, like, you know, we're traveling with a gun. And all
Pistol
that,
grip.
because it's like you never know
We're
what's
fucking
gonna happen.
badass, dude.
Yeah, Jeff's badass.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
We have our own hardcore crew.
And the
But
funny,
like, you know, it's like we're so sketched the fuck out that like, and you know, I don't know, man. We're like lock all the fucking doors, like
Well,
lock
I mean-
the door. There's no door handle.
yeah,
That's-
they're in the
Yeah, lock
Yeah.
the van.
we're like, fuck these guys. I guess they're in the house. Fuck them. I
So,
guess.
so after I heard all that commotion, these people running up and down the stairs, right? I was like, "Fuck this! I'll never sleep in here. It's not gonna happen." I'm, you know, Rod's sleeping on like an inflatable bed full of bed bugs and shit. And so I go out back and I'm laying across the front, the driver's seat and the passenger seat with a huge slope in the middle, and I fuck it. Wake up the next day, the backyard has trash going up to the second story. And am I wrong? Do you remember that?
It was like
Going up to the
it
second
was like
story.
some like you've seen Wall-E, right? Like the movie
Yeah.
Wall-E. It was like how they were stacking trash, like fucking
It was
like
crazy.
giant cubes of it, like houses of
in this backyard.
stacked.
And so there's no fence to the backyard. Well, there's about a 10-foot drop, and then there's somebody else's house in their backyard. Well, this nice family's eating breakfast and shit. And our buddy, who we had come along, he's sitting there yelling at the chick inside the house, and we're like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, these are, it's 10 in the morning, they're having breakfast, leave them alone. Well, this lady saw him, and she comes outside, and she's like, what are y'all doing here? And we're like, oh, yeah, our friend let us stay at his house.
We just crashed.
And she goes, that's an abandoned house. You're not supposed to be there. And we're like, oh, it makes so much more sense now.
No way, it's abandoned.
And so we get in the van, and we're leaving. And if y'all remember, as we're leaving, SWAT team next door doing a raid on the house next door to us. Do y'all remember the fucking SWAT team? Taylor, do you remember that?
Vaguely, I thought
there was like
I
fucking 10.
I thought there was a stabbing or something.
There was 10 police cars outside as we're leaving. We're like, get the fuck out of here now.
Look, I'll be real. I was in my feels that day. I was feeling all sad about some bullshit, so I probably wasn't focusing on any of that stuff. I was writing in a journal, being.
He was listening to Title Fight too. While he was listening to Title Fight.
But yeah, so that happened. That was Kansas City. Then I'm gonna go right into this one because y'all are the ones who would know this better than me. We played a gig in San Antonio. That night we heard our song on the radio and shit. So we're fired up. Ellie has a good time. I think I got in an argument or something just before the show, and I was like yelling, and everyone's like, "Dude, chill the fuck out." And I was sitting on a couch in an abandoned alleyway. We played the show. I was way too fucked up. Hey, are we starting to see some parallels here? But I was too fucked up, so I slept in the van while these boys went and slept at this house in San Antonio.
This was a Frankie story.
And this is where y'all take it over because I was asleep. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I heard this story.
So we get to this house. It was a late show. We started the show at like 10:30 or 11, and we get to this house and like everybody wants to just go to bed, but like everybody starts partying, and then more people start showing up and they start partying. And then more people start showing up and they start partying. Before we know it, it's just like a full-on rager. And it's like, okay, I guess we're staying up all night. And like, we stay up, we're partying until like 5:30 in the morning. And then Taylor has he had a low blood sugar. Situation. So we were like, okay, we're going to walk to the store real quick and get some candy. And by this point, it's 5:30 in the morning. Like everybody's clearing out, whatever. 5:30 in the morning, and we're like, we're gonna walk to the store and we go get some candy. When we get back, and the people that we had kind of left, like our group that we had left at the party, they're like sitting there with their like blankets up to their eyes, like petrified at what the fuck they had just witnessed. And we're like, what the fuck did we miss? Like we were gone for like 5 minutes. Like, what did we miss? And apparently, like, some dude started beating up a girl.
He had one leg, by the way. Hang on. He had one leg. He had a fake prosthetic leg. It's important, I feel like.
It made it weirder. It did make it weirder. He was like 40 too. Was
he a vet too? Like I just the story gets twisted, but
they'd apparently beat her up, and
this isn't funny, but the next part is very funny.
Well, and then it's like, okay, we need to like probably like get the fuck out of there, and we're like, no, we'll just go to sleep. It'll be fine.
Time to go to bed.
And they start talking about how much they love doing meth together. And you're like, okay, let's probably get.
And they were playing Grand Theft Auto 5. We could hear them down the hallway, and this guy was like killing somebody in the video game, and he's like, "Fuck yeah, dude, this is awesome. I want to cut off his fucking head." And like they're talking about smoking meth, like he said, it was like some real meth.
I remember I woke up at 3 a.m. The van's moving. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, we just escaped a meth dungeon. I was like, what? And I'm like, this guy,
pretty dramatic.
No, that's what we said. We escaped the meth dungeon. We were laying down, and this guy had apparently assaulted somebody, and then y'all were saying, all you heard was him talking about like, oh man, it's really cool, you'll like it. And he was talking this other guy into fucking smoking, junking up with him. And then the boys thankfully came to their mind and said, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Army called out of there. We were outnumbered too. Like it was just bad situation. Before we knew it, they were going to be trying to get us to smoke meth. So
hey, and that brings me to the other one. The one in Shreveport. That was a good one.
Yeah,
too.
We can't tell that one because that's people we know.
Yeah.
Dude, do that. All I gotta say is, you guys need to start coming up with like criteria that people need to like be able to check off before you stay at someone's house. Like, is this a legal house? Do you do hard drugs? No,
Yes.
cool.
Every time we have the opportunity to stay with somebody cool who has like a hotel and like a pool and shit, we're like, nah, fuck that. We'll go stay at the
We're gonna
sketchy
the
place.
grimy spot.
Let's go.
You
to
guys,
the
you guys
trap
don't do,
house.
you guys don't do meth? Nah, I can't stay with you.
Oh, bummer, dog.
Even we stayed with Rod's brother one time, and I don't think in Cicero, yeah. And we stayed. Rod's brother has, I think he only has one kid. He might have two, but like he was like, "Hey, you guys can stay here, south side of Chicago, but you gotta like sleep in my backyard."
Stay in a tent in the backyard.
But we like were fucking. That was trippy because like I could hear gunshots and shit in the distance all fucking night. And you know, coming from Oklahoma City, you hear shit about that, like, oh yeah, Chicago's rough. But I always kind of thought it was overstated. No, that motherfucker was rough, and that was weird. So it's like even when we stay with a family member, we still attract the grimy side of things. It seems like.
Okay, here's a good one though. The the tour where we started off in Iowa. Where'd we go? Stay with your boy.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Where was that at?
Rockford, Illinois.
Rockford. So we played a show. Taylor breaks a string, second song. We just drove 16 hours to play this gig. Broke a string, second song. He has like string blocks and shit. He can't undo it.
He doesn't know how to restring the guitar.
Yeah.
So let's play guitar.
So the fucking show's essentially canceled 2 songs in. We just drove 16 hours. That's awesome. The battery light came on our van right as we got to town. It's like, hell yeah, it's looking good. So I sat outside and drank Evan Williams in a fucking cold ass van in like 1 degree fucking weather.
No. It was -10.
Yeah, it was
with the wind chill. It was crazy. Like,
and the next week,
-10.
the next week after that, the band that played there got fucking robbed at gunpoint too. If you remember
Rockford,
that,
yeah. Rockford is like number 3, like
murder.
And
Roseanne's based there, which I never watched Roseanne, but I know it's based in Rockford, Illinois.
Wow.
But well, I was gonna say this was gonna be a good story.
Yeah, we're giving you all this Rockford knowledge, dog. Rockford, Illinois. What's up?
As many shitty places as we
What's up,
stayed.
AJ?
Yeah, AJ, that's him. But as many shitty places, this one was a cool. Our buddy AJ, he let us stay with at his parents' house. Or his parents did. Yeah. Well, the next day we wake up, motherfucking bacon and pancakes on the stove, scrambled eggs.
So, dude, they made me a Reuben.
Oh,
They made. I slept in. Okay, I drove out of that however many hour drive to Rockford. I drove like 80 or 90% of the drive, so I was dog shit tired. I slept in, so I missed breakfast. I got up after they cooked everybody else fucking breakfast, and they made me like my own Reuben sandwich with fries and like vegetables and shit. It was awesome.
Do you remember the most important thing about staying there?
So we
that
woke
day.
up. We woke up. Is it January 8th?
I don't remember
I think
the day.
it's January 8th or January 9th. It's Elvis Presley's birthday.
I walked downstairs. There's a live Elvis show on the TV. The whole family's watching. Like, this is kind of weird. Whatever. Hey, appreciate the hospitality.
We walked to the basement, and it's like an Elvis Presley shrine. The entire basement.
They have cardboard cutouts of him doing karate and shit. Fucking, it's like a teen girl's wall with little posters clipped and glued. The whole basement. This guy's dad was the biggest Elvis fan you ever seen.
And it was just weird. We were there on Elvis
on his fucking birthday. So that dude woke up. It was a national holiday. Breakfast. We went downstairs, smoked a bunch of good pot with him. And fucking, we just got stoned all morning long listening to I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but goddamn, when you're around an Elvis fan that big, you're like, he's pretty good, ain't he? Oh, he's pretty good. Like this before, right? So we had good spots that we stayed too.
Yeah.
But the last story I was gonna tell, if it's okay, was in fucking Lake of Germs. God damn it. Where was that? Kent, Ohio.
So we've had a lot of interesting experiences in Ohio. It was like 3 or 4 days in a row. It was like
Ohio is crazy, bro.
We did Kent, Ohio, then we stayed in Columbus, then we got pulled over, then we did Cleveland. We played in this place called Kent, Ohio. It's a tiny little.
It's a college town. It's where
Kent State.
Sorry, I had to go pee. It's where the riots happened. The National Guard shot 2 students. Yeah.
Go ahead. You take it.
Makes it really serious.
Yeah.
Let's take a turn.
Jesus. Well, so we play there, and
there's nobody there.
I was playing with Psychotic Reaction too at the time. So Limp, we did our set. Jeff was doing front flips off the stage
on the beanbag,
just practicing.
I was there's no one there, and I was kind of pissed. I was being pissy.
We got free beer. Fuck it, we're getting fucked up. Who cares? Yeah, so Jeff was just having fun, whatever. Well, Psychotic, we played for about 3 or 4 hours where we just practiced, right? We ran through a set. And then we just started jamming. Then we ran through another set, and then they taught me another set. It was whatever. We asked everybody in that bar if we could stay with them. We finally get the bartender to be like, "All right, I'll let you guys stay with me." And I can't remember his name, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah, sound like a germ. Tony
Taylor just got so fucking fucked up, and I can tell you today because I remember. We were watching Cleveland. They were playing Philadelphia. It was the year that LeBron traded everybody at the trade deadline, and he got like Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson, some guys like that. And they went to it was the last time we went to the finals on the Cavs, and it was the game where the 76ers beat the Cavs or whatever, and
we really remember our shit.
I don't know how you guys remember because
you were fucked up.
Yeah, you were obliterated.
So fucked up. You don't remember. He came up to me and he goes, "Bird, if anything ever happens to me or my mom, drive me to the lake and put me in there." And I'm like, "Taylor, we're not gonna put you in the lake." He goes, "I want to live in a lake full of goddamn germs." And so Lake of Germs is just like that's Taylor Young. That's why he's man-eater bug. He's Lake of Germs.
Anyways,
sorry.
No, hey, that's where it all gets to, baby.
I don't remember this.
No, hang on.
So
what I was gonna say is this story. The best part of it is so the bartender, the guy who owns the place, here, Taylor, scoot in. You're barely in here. He says, "All right, you can stay with us, right?" So we're driving there. Taylor's obliterated. He pulled a Jeff that night, and I remember
he was badass.
I remember every turn, like we go left, he goes, we go right, he goes, oh. And he's just flying everywhere.
He was catching concussions.
Smacking his head. And we're like, bro, you gotta have some composure. So we get here and we get this guy's house. It looks like a nice house. We get in there. He's like,
looks like a nice house.
He goes,
I remember this.
Y'all are staying in the basement. We're like, no problem. We get down there. There's a bunch of beds and shit. It's a little cluttered, but no big deal. I made the mistake of asking for a glass of water. He goes, yeah, go upstairs, man. I go up there. It's an episode of Hoarders, bro.
It was crazy.
I opened the fridge. They had ground beef not sitting in any container, sitting flat on the refrigerator shelves or whatnot. Every cup's dirty. There's dirty diapers.
No,
I mean,
dude,
it was disgusting.
To walk anywhere, there was literally trash up to your knees. To walk anywhere, you got to move the trash. It was the craziest thing because Jeff and this dude, they bonded over Tenacious D.
And he knew right where the fucking Tenacious D picture was.
Exactly where the Tenacious D picture was, but I had to push through so much trash to go get it, to bring it down backstairs.
And he didn't give a fuck about how dirty his house was. It freaked me out. I'm like, oh, this guy's different. Like, it's just, so it was a pigsty. So who cares? Whatever. Let's go to bed, right? We got Cleveland tomorrow.
The next day, we're tired.
The next day,
who cares? We're sleeping. We'll sleep forever, man.
Next day, we're going to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like we covered, and then we got a show in Cleveland. All right, cool. Well, what was it, like 2, 3 in the morning? His wife shows up. She comes downstairs. Hello! Oh my God! We got fans here. This is so cool. Hey guys! And some guy comes down with her. He starts handing out nugs to everyone, and she gets mad. She's like, "You're giving those for free? Like, you need to sell that.
You need to sell that to him."
Yeah, and he's like, "Fuck off, whatever." Anyways, we try to. She came down with a blue guitar.
Well,
she's like, "Y'all want to buy this? Y'all play guitar?"
Trying to sell us music gear, and then
at 3 in the morning,
and then we had like a deep conversation about like. I don't know, just like music and life and shit. I don't know. It was a decent. We were just being genuine people, right? And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go get my computer.
We're gonna record,
and I'm gonna record, and I need you guys to have that exact same conversation." And I was like,
"What?
Okay, I guess." And so she brought her computer back down, and I tried to play along, but after a minute, it's like,
why do we always stay with fucking?
It was like,
literally.
And the guy got mad. I was gonna put him out there like that. If I recall, didn't he say something like, "My wife's always out
Yeah,
smoking meth"?
that bitch is always out around.
Yeah, he was
like-
mad.
he
He's
was like-
she's always doing
He's
fuck
like,
drugs.
he's like, I'm an alcoholic. She's out doing. She's a fucking speedhead. That fucking bitch. Like,
What
oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
We've known you for 6 hours.
We got up about 8 in the morning because their little
Hang on,
kids,
wait, yeah, you gotta
Oh
say
yeah,
this
that's
stuff
where it
right.
gets fucked up.
their
This
little
is where it gets
kids
fucked
started
up.
coming down
Okay,
to the
hang on.
basement.
Time out. Okay, so there's stairs here. My
God
bed's
damn it.
right at the bottom of the stairs,
You
right?
seem like fucking crackheads.
Rodrigo, who's not here, I wake up. There's a 5 to 6 year old child going up to Rodrigo, grabbing his hair.
Younger than that, dude.
Yeah, and they're like, hello, hello. And Rod goes, shoo, shoo, like it's a dog. And I was like, oh, God, this sucks. They come up to me. At the time, I had hair down to my nipples. You know, I had super long hair. I'm laying on my stomach. The kid comes up to me, starts pulling my hair and goes, Mama, Mama, Mama. I turn around and said, I ain't your mama, son. And so we're like, I look at Rod, I'm like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is weird, man. It's like 6, 7 in the morning.
We start speeding.
And wait, he went and got his little brother who's even younger
Yeah.
than him. And I'm watching this little kid walk this toddler down this like 15 stairs. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to do something. Like, they're going to bust their ass. Well, now they're both down there going, Mama, Mama. I think you went up and got the dad.
No, fuck no, I didn't. We got up. We were like, if you are going with us,
It's time to go.
it's time to get the fuck out of here. We start walking out of this house. And
She
we start-
shows up. She's like, I've been at yard sales all
Hang on,
morning.
we start.
Like 7
We
in the morning.
7 in the morning. She's been at yard sales.
7 in the morning. It's like, where have you been at 4 in the morning?
You
Like,
have
what the
kids.
fuck? Well, and then it's also like we start realizing just how like trash this place is. There's like, you know, the stuff
We
we
didn't
didn't
see the light.
the stuff we didn't realize the night before, which is that, oh my God, this stuff is spilling out of the house onto the yard, out into the
We were literally like,
street.
fuck, we did it again. Damn it.
Right, but dude, it was the same shit where it's like 10 degrees and we're like, we don't want to sleep in the van. Like we got to crash anybody.
We've been asleep for 4 hours. It's
We
time to go.
We asked
Yeah.
all 5 people at the show the night before, like, can we please stay with you? And they were like,
I would hesitate to call it a show because it was one of those shows where no one was there. There was a beanbag in front of the stage, and Jeff did a front flip off the stage into the beanbag. Like
It's the only time me and Frank really have ever gotten into it.
we just had an hour long.
I wouldn't even say that. Jeff felt like we got into it. I wouldn't even say that. I
But-
was like, it's fine.
But I mean, you asked everyone that worked at that bar, and the one guy said yes. And at no point did anyone else that worked there be like, "Oh man, maybe we should have just intervened."
No.
Wait, no. There was one guy that worked at the bar.
He was the owner.
He was the owner.
And
He
there
was
was
the
like
only
4
owner.
biker guys.
And there was like 4 guys, and it was like, you know, we started realizing towards the end of the night, everybody hung out till the bar closed, and nobody paid a tab.
Yeah, they were all drinking free beer.
They
They
were-
were his buddies.
Everybody put it on the fucking tab, and it was like, oh, we see really what the fucking issue is here, but
And look, that next
Hey,
morning, we woke up, we got the fuck out of there. We went to a
fucking
Tim Hortons,
Tim
and,
Hortons, baby.
and we all systematically blew up their bathroom. I mean, we took the fattest shits in their bathrooms you ever seen, one by one, like one after another. It was crazy.
There's a picture of me where I look like I'm
And-
the most hungover.
we had to get like the group pic, and Taylor
Oh,
just
yeah.
looked like he's so puffy and shit.
I'll never forget sitting at that Tim Hortons and us all, like, we're going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that day. We're playing in Cleveland that day. And the only thing we were talking about is, was that fucked up or was that really fucked up? Like, we were all just, that was insane.
That fucked up, you know. But it's like, hey, you know, it's what this shit does to you sometimes, right? Am I right? Hey, shout out Yingling, get us a sponsorship.
Oldest brewery in America, come on.
Yeah,
Elsa.
we're in America, Pennsylvania.
Mike,
Let's go.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think title fights ever coming back? Like, do you think they're gonna need money in a few
Well,
years?
and hang on, let's throw this in there real quick because Balance, I would have said a month ago, no way Balance comes back, but they put some new shit out, so
True. I don't know. I'd love for Title Fight to come back, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But we'll see what happens. And like who knows? This episode's gonna drop, and I'm gonna say this, and then like a week later they're gonna be like, "Yo, we're coming back."
yeah, clip it, baby. I think it's interesting that they'll open their merch store every 6 months, but
Right.
they won't give us some damn music.
No, as we start to kind of wind down here, dude, like these crazies these stories that you guys have been telling are fucking crazy and ridiculous. Like a lot of the time when I was on the road, like I didn't have like a percent of the shit that you guys have like done, and people you've crazily met and slept at their houses, I haven't experienced any of that, and that's the shit that I love about this podcast, is getting to hear those fucking stories. Yeah, we kind of like mentioned prior to the episode starting, you know, there's been talks about like how many beers have fully been drank on one single episode of Beers with Bands. I don't think, like, what's your guys' count for this episode as of right now?
Here we go. Hang on, give me a second. I'm gonna add one. Hold on.
And while you're counting those, I'm gonna kind of fill people in. Like, we kind of talked about, you know, doing like a full count for each episode of Beers with Bands as to the amount that have been drank in one episode, and that's something that maybe I'll start going and figuring out going forward. Because I've never actually tracked any of that in previous episoddes.
We got 21 so far, about to be 22.
23.
Wait, that's 24.
No, hold up. I'm babysitting on this.
Okay.
I'm babysitting.
So right now, with drunken beers and beers that are open, we're at 24.
I'm babysitting.
Okay.
And I got one on the pipe too, so we might try to hit a quarter of 100.
Shit! And we've been drinking that Arby's.
Well, hang on.
That Arby's.
Hey, look, hey, we got the stronger stuff too. Hang on. 25's open. 25's open.
Okay. I don't know I don't know if that's the most. I know when I recorded with Over the Weather from Pennsylvania, they had a whole. I'll have to go back and listen to that episode because I know they at one point had like a whole heap of cans in their hands. One dude started doing like I think 4 Locos, or that might have been he might have started getting those after the episode. But I feel like this is a close tie.
We've had 3 shots too. I keep cutting you off. My bad, brother.
No, you're good. I'm like trying to think and process in my head is like where that puts it.
What was that band called?
Over the Weather.
Over the Weather. We gotta hit them up.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. We gotta start that.
We're gonna start that beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We gotta be like, man.
Over the Weather, number 26.
They're gonna look like a fool if they have like 50.
Oh, I already made
They
myself.
drink like 300 beers.
And like the other thing that trips up the episodes too is for the few that I've done like in person with like local bands, like I've had one band bring like a handle and then like a case of beer. Like those episodes can get pretty crazy too. They also tend to run like 3.5 to 4 hours long because
You're hitting the Joe Rogan numbers.
Well, it's just I get so drunk and then
like beers per minute or something. You guys find like conversion rate so that like
hey,
like
you had Ben Quad on, dude.
I did, yes.
They're the homies.
Yeah,
they're fucking awesome.
Quad. Yeah, Ben Quad's sick.
Can I make it I don't know if Henry from Ben Quad. I don't know if he knows I'm going to announce this, but I'm going to announce it right now.
Okay.
Me, Henry, and Edgar are doing an a cappella version of the Blink-182 self-titled album, where the instruments are our voices, and we sing every. You get what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Like everything is just made with our voice. Me and
Yeah, exactly.
But me and Henry are going to do it, and Edgar is going to produce it. And it's going to be for the 20th anniversary of Blink-182 self-titled. We've been talking about doing it for a minute, and I messaged Henry the other night, and I was like, we got to fucking do this shit.
I'm Adam Carolla, and you heard it here first.
Hey,
TV News.
And Blink's self-titled fucks, man. That thing is
that album does fuck. It's the best.
No, that's awesome that you guys are doing that, and it's very unique to do it that way. And you let me know. Let me know when it's done.
I'll send it to you. We're hoping. I forgot who said it. I think Henry might have said it. Yeah, it was Henry. We played in Tulsa last weekend, and then Forrest played. They're from Singapore. They fucking
Forrest is sick. I'm obsessed with them. Them and Marble Teeth. I gotta shout out Marble Teeth too. But like, those are my 2 obsessions right now.
But
Forrest just did audio treatment.
Henry, I told Henry, I was like, dude, this idea is stupid enough. It might go viral. And then he was like, yeah, he's like, I can see Mark Hoppus like retweeting this. So that's my goal. Like, if Mark hears it and likes it, I'll be so fucking happy.
Hey, Mike Pritchard, we ain't forgot about you either.
Mike Pritchard from Green Day.
We used to call his restaurant every fucking week and ask for Mike Dirnt or ask for Mike Pritchard.
Mike Dirnt from Green Day owns a restaurant called Rudy's Can't Fail Cafe, and me and Jeff used to call it. And every day we'd be like, hey, is Mike Dirnt working? And they'd just be like, fuck off.
No, we'd say Michael Pritchard.
We'd say his legal name.
Mike Dirnt. We're like, yeah, you got us.
Hell yeah. Man, like I know we could just talk and ramble on for so much longer, but we're gonna save that for the next record when it comes out. You guys are gonna go back on. We're just gonna tell more stories and have a good fucking time.
Yes, sir.
If anyone's looking for Limp Wizurdz merch, music, or just you guys in general, where can they find it?
Instagram /Limp Wizurdz.
WIZURDZ.
We can't spell wizard, but we can spell limp. That's the best way to put it. We spell wizards wrong.
WIZURDZ.
limpwizards.bandcamp.com. We're also on Spotify. Yeah, all that good stuff. So I think we're on like Apple Music probably too. I don't know.
Scream Vile.
Big things coming.
And eat some Arby's because I think we're gonna eat some Arby's now.
Hell yeah!
Hi, baby.
I'm gonna take a shit.
Arby's will do that. You know.
It'll do
Yeah.
My guts.
America's roast beef. Yes, sir.
That's what it stands for. Arby's. Arby's roast beef.
America's roast beef. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, depending where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you're watching this on the YouTube, got to see the lovely faces and got to see the beer counts as they were getting done. Make sure you check the description below. Hit all those hyperlinks. Stay up to date on everything that Limp Wizurdz has going on. Be ready for those other 2 singles that we're talking about, the whole new next record, and just stay up to date. Catch them at any show that you can. Maybe we'll I don't know, we didn't really talk about tours, but you got any tours or weekend runs planned?
We're trying to go to Denver, maybe some Colorado shows in August.
We've been trying to plan weekenders, jet out. Maybe like the last one we did was Wichita, Kansas City. Before that we did Denton and like whatever, it's like it's easier. We're older now. No one wants to have to quit their job to go spend 2 weeks, so yeah, catch us. I think we got Denver planned in the works at least, and then just weekenders, especially hopefully Texas here real soon. Even though I talk shit about them, that's just because I'm a diehard Oklahoma Sooner fan. You can't hold that against me. That's the only thing. But no, hey Mike, thank you so much for having us on, man. It's been a fucking blast. I've had a hell of a fucking time. For real, I appreciate it. Thank you for having us on here and spending some time with us, man. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, dude, this has been a great Saturday night. Great chatting with the 3 of you, and I'm like I said, this album fucking rips, and I'm stoked to see what this whole next iteration, what the next album, or where do you guys take it from here?
Hell yeah, man! Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Hey, one last question. Wait. Boston Philly Game 7.
I haven't paid attention at all. So
then the answer is Philly.
That's
Fuck
okay.
Boston.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, we book Boston.
I love Boston.
I don't like Boston. New York's way better than Boston.
Hey, but Dr. Phil,
1, 2, 3.
Dr. Phil. Thank you, brother.
And on that, that's going to end it for this episode. Catch you guys next week. Go listen to Limp Wizurdz and stay up to date. See ya.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, with